Okay, so it's time for the second video on disposable spoons. In November or so, we had a holiday party where they had biodegradable spoons, which I believe are made out of the starch of a potato, maybe, although I've also heard cornstarch. I think these particular ones are called Spudware. At that holiday party at work, we decided to see how biodegradable they were, and in late November we put them in some water in this jug here. These are actually knives and forks, unlike the spoons here. A little later, I went and put one spoon in some ginger ale. That's around January, beginning of January, and then mid-January I put them in some biodegradable drain cleaner. And at the same time, I put some in part of my compost heap. Then around March, we had a video that showed what the changes were in the material. And you can see they're kind of more flexible than perhaps a plastic spoon would be. The one thing I've noticed over the past 3 months is that there's an incredible smell of sulfur coming out of this water one in particular. It's changed a little bit in color. You can see that it's gone from a little yellowish to actually a kind of blackened color, and the tensile strength, or the bending strength of them, seems to have decreased as well. There isn't, however, any obvious change in the volume of the disposable utensil. If you look closely in this water, and I don't know if the video will show this, you can actually see that the water has become quite clouded, and that there is quite a bit of particulate matter that's floating in the water itself. And again, over the last 3 months, the most obvious thing that's happened is that there's quite a sulfur smell associated with at least the water here. Why don't we take a look at the next oldest thing, which is this ginger ale. I haven't opened this one since March. It has an acrid smell to it. Probably more the ginger ale has fermented and then turned into some form of vinegar. It's kind of smells a little bit like vinegar, not like the rotten eggs. Interestingly, there seems to be some kind of discoloration. Oh, look, it comes off when I wipe it. And look at how pliable it's become in comparison. I mean, even just, I don't know if this shows up on the video, just shaking it there, that's quite flexible in comparison to that. Perhaps this will better demonstrate that one really, with the same force, just bends right over. So there appears to be something that's on the surface here, an almost brown material. It doesn't appear to be, well, there is a fair amount of particulate matter in the ginger ale. It does appear to be doing something. Remember, this was done in January. It's now June, late June. So that's over 6 months of that spoon being in that ginger ale with, I guess some degradation, but no obvious biodegradation. The next thing we put it in was some biological drain killer. This has some kind of a bug in it that will eat the junk of the soap in or the buildup in your drains. I figured that might be a good thing, since it's supposed to biodegrade the drain material, that it might help biodegrade the spoon. This spoon would appear to me to be slightly less flexible than the one that's in the ginger ale, although more flexible than the standard one. So I don't know, the ginger ale might actually be doing a better job here. I didn't smell this one yet. Ooh, so that has a very intense smell of ammonia. That might be more a byproduct of the drain cleaner itself than of the spoon having any effect, but a very strong smell of ammonia coming out of that. And lastly, there's the part of my compost heap. This was done in January. The spoon actually is quite slippery and has taken on a rather gruesome color along with the compost. Again, it's fairly flexible, although I think the ginger ale is winning out. Smell smells like compost. It's got a slightly fungal smell to it. It's maybe some mushrooms or something are starting to grow in there. So they certainly haven't biodegraded yet, although they certainly are changing in form a little bit. And maybe in 3 months or so we'll come back and take a look once again at the biodegradable spoons and whether or not they are biodegrading.